You are listening to Right Back At Ya, the 2000s pop music podcast where we have fun taking pop music seriously. Hosted by the Showgirl of South London, and by that I mean he will show you it all, David Lim, and me. I can't start giving you up. I'm lost without you, is what I say to my Kylie wine in the fridge, Joel Babington. Hello, David. How are you doing?
I'm good, JB. It has been quite a phenomenal start to the year, hasn't it?
Oh my God, the Right Back At Ya boys have hit the ground running.
We just want to say again, thank you guys for your enthusiasm and for enjoying this with us, all our new episodes, all the kind of reactions with it. It's been really wonderful to see.
It wasn't just you guys. Shall we say the month was called January?
Oh, how long have you been thinking about that? Come on.
I shall not say anything further, but we love every single one of you that come and find us, even if you just hit that follow button. I'm not sure what's going on, but someone, the realest person on earth has hit follow on our Instagram, and it's not fake. It's not just like, because anyone can buy a tick these days, so I was really dubious, but the real official account of Jennifer Lynn Lopez got down here and followed us on Instagram, Davo.
Do you remember, like, we were in the middle of our work days, like, at our respective offices, and you sent me the screenshot, and I think you were like, what the fuck? And I clicked on it. I was like, nah, that's not Jennifer Lynn's account. Like, surely that's a fan account. So I go on there, I click on it, I was like, no, this is actual Jennifer Lynn Lopez's Instagram account that has followed us. And then she liked a couple of our reels as well, obviously to do with her, but like...
Couple of love hearts.
Commented. Can you believe?
Scream. Do you know what, right? Do you know what I love, right, is the listeners, like our lovely listener, Victor, he DM'd me before I even, well, I clocked it at the same time, but before I'd even got to my DMs, he had messaged me before I'd clocked it, saying, Jennifer Lynn follows you.
I mean, that
like,
is
you
not...
guys are tapped
literally,
in.
I know you guys say this to us all the time because we say it all the time, but not everybody has that.
No. She only follows like 1,000 and something accounts. Even on my personal, I follow 3,000.
Yeah.
And she's J-Lo.
She's J-Lo, mate. Oh,
literally.
My God. Literally, I was in the office when that happened. Everyone was like screaming. They were like, no.
Yeah. Literally, at my end, Davo, like I did a big reaction.
Is it like the football, like the Euros when like someone scores a goal and all the beers go up in the air?
I mean, you know what I'm like? I'm quite like a gasper anyway.
Yeah.
Like quite...
It could be anything.
Reactions are quite front-loaded.
Yeah.
So I did like a big like, what? Or a gasp or something. And my colleagues basically were like, what now?
It's like that thing in Spice World when Mel C was reacting to Jerry in Spice World. It was like, oh, what is it, Jerry? What is it?
And then I was like, no. Jennifer Lopez has followed the podcast account, and then everyone's reaction went, oh my God. And then people were like, why aren't you like dead right now? I was like, I am.
Yeah. I've crossed over to the other side. This body does not have a spirit anymore. What are you talking about? I'm not doing my timesheets. Like, no.
And I'm like, look, I'm never going to let this down, and I'm fine about
You
that.
know how we talk about this on the podcast all the time? We're like, oh yeah, if we had like a writing session with Red One, or we end up recording a Britney demo, we'll talk about it at every dinner party. Literally, we are going to be talking about this at every fucking dinner party.
So we are available for dinner parties, is what David is saying.
To talk about this, yeah.
But talk about this. Davo, we had any lovely reviews?
Oh my God. Look. So on top of Jennifer Lynn showing us love, you guys have been incredible, and you've been leaving us some lovely 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts and also on Spotify, where you can leave us a comment. JB, I want to read this one from our last episode, which was about Heidi Blair Montag. By the way, speaking of legendary January, like, we've had actual Heidi Montag share our Heidi Montag episode. That's crazy.
She retweeted it before you did.
Oh, she was more on it than I was. What the fuck was I doing with my day? That I was like, letting it lapse, and Heidi Montag clocked it first. Anyway, so this comment is left on Spotify by Liam, and he said, a podcast that doesn't need any context. Lol. Love this. This is the niche content us gays and girlies love. P.S. Ready and waiting for a Kaggy Aggie Spanish album episode for David Duolingo efforts. Listen, guys, on that last episode, I was trying to read Victor's comment about J-Lo's Spanish album, and the titles were it just didn't come to me. I'm sorry.
Look, when it comes to you in Spanish, in the words of J-Lo, you do it well. I want to throw us to Apple for a second, Devo. We've had a lovely 5-star review. And I mean, the title is Lovely, Smiley Face.
Lovely.
By Pepe Al Romano. And he said, full of nostalgia, hilarious. And Joel's laugh lifts my soul. Love, 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 kiss, kiss. Well, I'm sending that love right back to you, Pepe. Thank you so much.
JB, I want to read you another one here. So this was left on our J-Lo episode, and I have a bone to pick with you about this, JB.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm going in the words of Jennifer.
I know what this is. I've already been berated on social media about it.
In case you guys missed this comment, it's left by Ollie saying, this episode is incredible as usual, but what makes it even more iconic is the ice cubes clinking away in what I hope is a white wine spritzer. Love you guys. Kiss. Let me tell you, as the one who has to edit these episodes, I clocked the ice cubes clinking, and I did think it was fabulous. But I was like, do people find this annoying, or is it kind of just background?
Well, David, let me tell you. Well, firstly, Ollie, darling, let me tell you, you clocked it correctly. I had a sort of makeshift white wine spritz. I'll be honest, I'll be real with you. It was like not the nicest white wine, so I would put some ice cubes in there just to like water it down. Came out lovely. Davo, when I heard that in the episode, I thought that's so lovely. Like, it's pure ASMR.
Yeah.
And then you berated me for it. But I'll just let you know there's no ice cubes to be found today, okay?
Yeah. It might be just on my end.
Oh, here we go.
I'm the one clinking the ice cubes this episode with my white wine spritzer.
Last comment from me for the ep. Lovely Samuel on our Showgirl episode on Spotify commented, another brilliant episode as always. I still have the fan box set of this album, and I have it signed by the Queen herself. Wow.
Oh, the Cheryl 3 words box set. Must have.
Have you got the tote bag?
Yeah, listen, honey, you need to be using that tote bag when you fucking do your weekly shop. Yeah.
I have 3 words to you, Samuel. Before those 3 words are, when you get rid of it, and the 3 words are, give it to me. Anyway, guys, if you are loving what we're doing, please leave us a lovely 5-star review, comment on the episode on Spotify, hit that subscribe button, share the podcast with a pop-loving friend, follow us at Right Back Pod on all social platforms. And that's it. You know what to do. Continue listening to the episode.
Yeah. JB, we are continuing our Kylie Ann Minogue journey, aren't we, on this podcast?
Yes. I'm well and truly in my monogamous relationship and strapped in and ready to go, baby.
So we've been doing this podcast. This is now entering the 7th year, right? And I feel like you've intensified with every year that we do this in your monogamous relationship. So much so to the point now where I'm like, I feel like Joel is matching my energy in the monogamous game.
Matching your Minogue freak.
Yes. You and I saw Our Kylie Ann at BST Hyde Park last year. And
that was incredible.
Was that your first time seeing Kylie live or in a festival setting?
I saw her live at Brighton Pride with you. No. I saw her. No. I saw her live at Brighton Pride. But what was amazing about BST was just...
The free Kylie wine.
Well, no, yeah. What I love about Bright and Pride is... Well, no, what I love, Bright and Pride's incredible, but where I was stood, I just couldn't hear it all that well. Like, I wasn't in it. Whereas BST, I mean, we were in it, Dave.
We could see Kylie Ann with our own eyes.
Yeah, see her, hear her, red visors going, and it was just... so incredible. Absolute highlight of last summer for me, for sure. So much so that I cannot wait for the Tension Tour, Davo.
Oh, absolutely. This is going to be bloody huge. So the reason why we're picking up our Kylie Ann journey this month is because it is Tension Tour month. Kylie is kicking off her long-awaited tour, world tour, I should say. Now, this one is her first proper headline world tour since 2018, 2019, when she did Golden. Like pre-pandemic.
Wow.
Obviously, in the years since, we know she's done summer tours here and there. She's had her Glastonbury legend slot moment in 2019. She did her Vegas residency last year, BST, as we just said. But Tension Tour, we are back, baby.
We are back, and there's so much to cover. Disco, Tension 1, Tension 2.
Exactly.
Plus.
We never had the disco tour. You know, that was the Penny D, and she did the live stream concert, which was great, which was really fun. But, you know, part of me is like, has she kind of moved on from disco? Are we not going to get as many of those songs? But I think she'll weave in the moments, you know? She'll make it worth our while. Yeah.
Kylie Ann knows how to do a fantastic set.
Oh, absolutely. And actually, this is why we're here today, because we've decided, so naturally in our Kylie Ann journey, the last time we spoke about her on the podcast, we were doing Body Language, the 2003 album. So today we're picking up in 2004 to 2005, which is her Ultimate Kylie, Greatest Hits compilation era, plus the Showgirl tour, the first run of the Showgirl tour. So yeah, we're really like immersing into Kylie concert mode today.
Yeah, ready, waiting. This is our warm-up.
This is our warm-up, yeah. I mean, you know, this Greatest Hits came at a time where I think maybe the record label was like, do you know what? She's got a bunch of new fans from the Fever era, from Slow, from Body Language. Like, let's educate the kids on the back catalogue. Like, let's make them aware. And you know, in a way, like for a lot of us here in this current time of Kylie, where she's having so many hits, maybe a lot of us listening need to be schooled. By
the time it gets to the Tension Tour, you've got to be certain on the back catalogue.
There he is. Making the references. So guys, just to give you the lay of the land today, we will be covering the two singles that were released on the Ultimate Kylie compilation, which is I Believe in You and Giving You Up, and their B-sides. And then we're going to dive into the tour. So for a lot of you guys that are, you know, longtime pop fans, Kylie fans, you would know that this tour is quite a bittersweet note for us Kylie fans, because in the middle of this era was when she discovered that she had breast cancer. And thankfully, our Kylie overcame her battle with cancer and came back to resume the Showgirl tour in 2006. Completely reworked setlist, different show, different vibe, new costumes, and that was called the Showgirl Homecoming Tour. But today we're going to focus on the first iteration of it and just celebrate that in itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Celebrate Kylie, celebrate just the incredible, amazing journey, and that we can look at now with, you know, such joy. And yes, it's so bittersweet, but thank God we're here now. So, Davo, did you know that in August 2004, it was first announced that Kylie would be recording some new tracks, which was rumoured to be some kind of Christmas material at that time?
They were talking about Christmas already at this point.
Talking about Chrissy already. So I like to think maybe this is something Kylie's actually wanted to do for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, when she started doing her Christmas album, it did seem like in all the press material, she's like, I've always wanted to do a Christmas album.
But yes, we didn't get a Christmas album then. We ended up getting Ultimate Kylie, which really, with the Chrissy release, it's the ultimate Christmas album.
It is the ultimate Christmas stocking filler. Now, before we even get into this body of work, JB, I will always be shook by this album cover. Like, I remember the first time I saw it advertised in magazines and then subsequently seeing it in person in HMV and Sanity. This portrait of Kylie for Ultimate Kylie, oh my God, this is like a Vogue cover photo.
It's fashion, real close up of the face. The hair is sweeping in the corners and all around it.
As Joel likes to say, the hair is hairy.
The hair is hairing, it's swishing, it's hairing. And then we have Ultimate in thin letters and Kylie in bold letters. You just know straight away who it is, what you're getting. And I love that it isn't like the greatest hits or the very best of. This is, I believe, Kylie's 8th greatest hits collection at this point, and this is like creatively controlled by Kylie Ann herself. There's no
it's not budget, it's
quick
not done
rush
on the
here,
side,
it's not budget, absolutely not. This is Ultimate Kylie. And even though there has been perhaps up to 8 greatest hits at this time, this is the first one that in one collection is bringing together PWL, Deconstruction, and now.
It's all the different eras. So it's across 2 discs, obviously, because CDs have their limitations too. But what I thought, actually going back to what you're saying, it's really important because this is all part of the fan perception of a product, right? We're so used to these greatest hits sometimes where it gets rushed out at the end of someone's contract. They're no longer with the label and they're just picking any bloody leftover photo from a previous album shoot or sometimes Getty images and then like slapping it on the album cover. But this, you know, I mean, I like to think that Kylie did a specific shoot for this package. She shot with photographer Simon Emmett, who she's worked with a lot over the years. You know, Simon would actually go on to shoot the Disco album and Golden album campaigns. And also the next greatest hits compilation that Kylie does, Step Back in Time, which came out in Glastonbury 2019 era. That particular image of her with her leg up, that was also a Simon Emmett photo. So how bloody lucky do you have to be to have done 2 Kylie greatest hits covers?
I hope he has them both framed on his wall. So about this greatest hits collection, Kylie said in a statement on her website, "Since my first hit, I can't believe how quickly time has passed. This collection is very dear to me and holds a lifetime of memories. There is nothing like the time to give you a sense of perspective, and I hope the listener gets as much enjoyment out of these tracks as I do. I feel lucky. Lucky. She didn't write that bit. To have had the opportunity to experiment throughout the years." Do you think the PR originally wrote lucky, and she went, "We're going to take that out.
Yeah, delete that."
I feel lucky to have had the opportunity to experiment throughout the years and that my fans have embraced the need in me to try new approaches. I am just as excited about the new tracks featured here as I am about all the others on the record. At this point in my career, I am happy to celebrate the past and look forward to the future. Now, I really do think that perfectly sums it up because artists of all kind, we see it a lot with pop stars, but also a lot with actors who were on sort of like big career defining shows at one point and want to move on. They're very in the present era. You know, Kylie hasn't always really celebrated maybe the 80s work or wanted to perform it. So I really love seeing someone in this reflection period, bringing it all together, and it's just here to enjoy.
I find it interesting as well that like she went and did a whole lot of writing sessions just to find the new songs to go with this, right? Because they could have easily, as we said before, if you didn't really give a shit about this compilation, you could have easily just gone through the vaults, gone through all the old demos, whatever's left over, and just be like, oh yeah, that'll do. There were writing sessions that were set up with Richard Biff Stannard, who has worked with Our Kylie in the Fever era, but also Xenomania and Scissor Sisters.
Wow. I mean, that's what makes it really exciting. And I wonder if at this point as well is a chance for Kylie to just try different stuff without the commitment of what a whole new album's going to be.
Well, allegedly there was a cover of I Put a Spell on You that was thought to have existed in this time.
Wow.
That could have been part of this compilation. I mean, she's been talking about it for years. Kylie actually wants to do a jazz album. I would have loved to hear I Put a Spell on You. With a cover like this, do it with like a Kylie fragrance launch or a Kylie wine.
Yeah, we haven't had an original song for the wine yet, Kylie Ann. Come on.
She doesn't need to because we're fucking buying it by the gallons.
I know. I'm looking at my Tension magnum of wine. I think I'm going to crack it open for my birthday.
Yeah. But like, do it early in the night where you're able to savor all the notes of tension, you know?
We should do one. I mean, we shouldn't encourage drinking like this. We should do one where the box is like break in case of tension, and then you've got the line.
Oh, break the tension, yeah. Break in case of tension. I love it. Genius. Copyrighted, right back at you, Joel Babington. Kylie's team, don't even think about it.
So yeah, I really love this, and I also do think these songs bring together the different elements of the second half of Kylie's career at this point. Like, I think it brings together the deconstruction stuff with like the return to pop princess stuff.
Yeah. So there were 2 songs that she wrote with Biff that were thought to have been considered for this project. It's called Give Me a Reason and I'm Fascinated. Both of those, as far as I'm aware, haven't leaked, but it's been mentioned that they were part of these sessions for consideration. While she was working with Xenomania, obviously we're going to talk about the single that comes out, Giving You Up and Made of Glass. But there was another song from this period called Loving You. JB, what do you think about this one?
This could live in the world of Girls Aloud's Untouchable.
It is in that world, isn't it? If you love Untouchable, if you love a little bit of a moody electropop number, this is Kylie tapping into that space. And it's such a gorgeous nocturnal pop song that has a little bit of a defiant spirit. I really love the lyrics in this, you know. Doesn't matter what the movie says. I like it better when you walk away. Because loving you don't mean I lose my groove. And baby, breakfast in bed don't mean I'll get in the mood. It's like, it ain't all that. You know, I'm going to do me.
Yeah. Give me my breakfast in bed, then get out.
Yeah, get the fuck out. But yeah, it's such a cool song, and I would have loved to have seen this make the light of day. But our Kylie Ann did give the fans a taste of this on her 2012 anti-tour. She sang Loving You for the first and only time ever at the Sydney show. Now, JB, I had this moment, right, when this was all happening. My friends were like, oh, do you want to go? Should we go? We're going. Do you want to come? And I stupidly was like, oh, I don't know if...
What the hell is wrong with you?
What the hell was wrong with me?
Now, look, and I'm not saying I'm any better than you because I didn't go to it either, but I did expect more of you.
Oh, shame on you.
Yeah. You're meant to be my guide here.
So, JB, there was also another very beloved... according to me. I mean, I'm sure other Kylie fans feel this way as well, but there's another beloved unreleased track from this era, and it is the very witchy Everything I Know that she wrote with the Scissor Sisters.
Wow, iconic. Iconic. Now, Davo, why didn't we do this as a Halloween episode then?
This, do you know what? This actually... Kylie, you want to really surprise us? Do a Halloween drop for Everything I Know.
But she could do double A-side. I put a spell on you and Everything I Know.
Oh, that is dead witchy. You know, hearing Kylie singing that falsetto in the chorus with that kind of Jake Shears style of singing, incredible.
Ultimate Kylie isn't on streaming. What I'm thinking is Ultimate Kylie EP. Now, this... is the 2 singles and like 4 unreleased tracks.
The B-sides as well.
Plus the B-sides on a lovely Ultimate Kylie EP. What'd you say?
Yeah, let's do it. With that gorgeous Simon Emmett artwork, yeah.
A little vinyl release as well because we'll buy it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
Brilliant.
Come
Brilliant.
on, come on then.
Come on then, Kylie. Now, Davo... much like our beloved Rachel Stevens, this is included in The Guardian's 1000 albums you must hear before you die list. before we get into promo appearances of this time and the singles Devo, this album did so well. Debuted at number 4 here. It was certified triple platinum with shipments of over 900,000. In Australia, number 5. And it's Minogue's longest charting greatest hits album, where it is quadruple platinum in Australia, selling over 280,000 copies. Now, you could have also got this as a DVD, Davo, which I love, especially in around 2004. Loved a DVD. And also, if you got the digital version, you could have got Kylie's cover of ABBA's Dancing Queen, live from Intimate and Live.
Oh, so here in the UK, it spent 7 weeks in the top 10, and it spent a total of 44 weeks on the charts, which is her longest staying release in the UK since Fever.
Also charted top 10 in several countries. We're talking about Ireland, we're talking about Greece, we're talking about Germany. This album's release date in 2004, end of 2004. We are celebrating 17 years of Kylie as a pop star. And at that point, the PWL stuff felt like ancient. It felt like a whole other world, beyond whole other world. Now, this greatest hits is 21 years old.
The music lives on. I mean, we saw that Stott Aitken and Waterman just had their plaque on a building or something in London, right? So it is kind of evergreen at this point.
Well, I would argue that like it feels more complete, and we accept it more on step back in time in whenever it was 2018, 2019 than we did in 2004 with Ultimate Kylie. But I'm just saying, isn't it wild?
Yeah.
Like we're actually 2021 to 20/21 years away from this album, when at this album it all felt so long, and that was only 17 years.
You know what's really interesting? I was just on official charts looking at Kylie's stats, right? Kylie has had more number 1 albums in the last 7 years than any stretch of her career. Can you believe that? 2018, Golden, number 1. Step Back in Time, Definitive Greatest Hits, 2019. 2020, Disco. 2023, Tension. 2024, Tension 2. These are all number 1 albums.
November 2004, Kylie wins the Hall of Fame Award at the Smash Hits Poll Winners Party 2004. She also performs I Believe in You and Can't Get You Out of My Head. Now, I just think this is such a good look for Kylie going into the greatest hits era. Even when she's there, she says, my first Smash Hits shoot was in 1988, and here I am now winning this.
Aww.
December 2004, she had a T4 special, David. Now, again, this is for a teen market, so it's a sit-down interview with Kylie. What I think is really clever about this is it's hitting the teen market straight away, but everyone also in their 20s and 30s would watch T4 hungover. It's Kylie reflecting on her career with Vernon Kay, and it's your typical promo, but it's just a good reflection of the whole 17-year career at that point as well. Asking really interesting questions, touching on things where she's saying, there's no videos I'm ashamed of, but there are a few that are a bit shocking. And I just think that's a really good reflection. Acknowledging the past, bringing it into now, not saying ever.
Not dissing.
Oh, I hate that one.
The thing
like,
that
even when she's
Kylie
saying
likes
it's
to
shocking, it's
say
with love.
when people bring up her old stuff, I remember her saying this in a press conference once a couple of years ago. She's like, well, let's look at your high school photos and, you know, let's bring out everyone's old school photos and see how they feel about it. You know, we all feel funny looking back at our what we used to look like and what we used to wear.
Yeah, and that's exactly that. And she said for years, Hand on Your Heart was one that she couldn't look at. She didn't want to acknowledge
and I thought
at
that video
all.
Was stunning.
And then
Even
now
by
at this
today's
point,
standards looking back.
she's gone back now and said it's one of her favourites, which I think we'd all do that with sort of looks or photos. You have that time where you go, oh my God, I can't look at that. And then a few more years on, you're nostalgic for it.
I was looking at my Indie Sleaze photos over this weekend. my Top Man era when I first moved to London. I was like, wow, the prints were loud. The hats were big.
He was the lost member of Parade.
I really was somewhere between Parade, The Wanted, Neon Jungle,
Dolly Rockers.
Dolly Rockers.
I feel like when Stushy launched, if they had had a fictional TV show, you would have been really great as their fictional manager, dressed really sort of put together and edgy like that.
Dressed like that.
This young, zesty manager. Come on, girls, I've got your booking.
You got to shoot some content for VO5.
What I loved another bit is that, you know, they're talking about Kylie and all these different like moments and eras and looks that she's had. And they say, how would you describe yourself? And she describes herself as a bit of a dag, really.
That is a very, very colloquial Aussie term where it's usually referring to yourself as uncool.
And then what I learned, Davo, which I'm just like, every performer listening, take note. During a live show, Kylie tries to eat oysters for energy.
Yeah, and she's like freshly shucked. Yeah. I mean, I watched it. I was like, okay, Grace Jones. Like,
yeah. Just the oysters in the wings on ice.
Oh, yeah. That is a diva. Yeah, that is a diva move. I love that.
And we also got some great performances during this special. She performs Better the Devil You Know and I Believe in You. So she's giving you one from the past and one from now.
My awareness of T4 really came towards 2010s, especially through T4 on the Beach. And I don't think Kylie ever did T4 on the Beach, right?
You'd missed peak T4 by then, I'm afraid, darling. This was peak T4.
Oh,
like, it was a great booking for Kylie Ann, and it was a great booking for them to have Kylie Ann on. So, Davo, shall we go to November 2004 with I Believe in You? What I want to say before we even talk about the song and anything, my mind was blown a little bit when I realised the album was out first and the single after.
Yeah, I find it really funny because that obviously isn't the way we're used to things being done, right?
This is not how things are done.
Yeah, you know, you want the single to come first and then the album because you want people to buy the single. But in my mind, I'm even thinking like, was the rules kind of reversed a little with greatest hits? Like, you want people to buy the greatest hits, so you do.
We do, but then you normally see like a low charting single for the greatest hits. But we didn't see that here. But I mean, that is the power of Kylie Ann. She's Kylie Ann Minogue.
Yeah, the single got bought. The album got bought.
I had to remind myself that it was part of Ultimate Kylie. Like, it could have been part of Body Language. It could have been part of Aphrodite. Like, it could have been... It doesn't sound like a single for the greatest hits. It's better than that.
It stood the test of time. So well done, Kylie. Well done, Scissor Sisters, who were the ones that she worked with on this record. Scissor Sisters were huge and Kylie's huge. So, you know, you're kind of like, wow, what does it sound like when they both come together? And this was really not what I was expecting. I thought she was going to go a more, I don't feel like dancing, you know, that kind of more live instrumentation sound. But they came together and gave us a classic Kylie record. Oh my God, this is such a quintessential Kylie song in a way that, like, you know, Kylie does bittersweet lyrics with like a euphoric pop chorus very well. I think as well, it's the kind of deep philosophical lyrics in there. You know, the song starts off with a list of sentiments and statements. I don't believe in this. I don't believe in that. But, and then it gets to a chorus. It's like, it's almost like none of this matters. You know, people are complicated, but you can love them. You can believe in them regardless. And that's what the song's about, you know?
And I mean, I think we should all take a leaf out of that by saying, you know, I don't fully understand you, because do we even fully understand ourselves? Every day we're learning more and more about ourselves. So you should go with that around other people, as long as overall it's good.
Exactly. It comes from a spirit of acceptance. Yeah. And also there's other parts of the song that I was really listening to this with like fresh ears today, because again, this is a song for like, 20 years we've listened to. And
yeah, we've always known it.
It touches on even the impermanence of every relationship. Also like the power of a connection that you have. I don't believe that when you die, your presence isn't felt. That lyric is...
Wow.
And if you ever had to go away, nothing in my world would ever be the same. Nothing lasts forever, but together, till then, I'll give you everything I have again and again. Now, JB, I don't know about your specific memories of this song, but for me, it's very special because it came out towards the end of 2004. So it was like summertime in Australia. And that was the summer I finished high school. There's like a period of time between finishing your last exams and you get your results to find out whether you made it into your uni or TAFE course, where I was doing an internship at a student newspaper. So when all my friends and everyone was out enjoying their schoolies, I did my internship at a paper. And this is how old I am. They used to send physical CDs to press.
That's brilliant.
And they would always have a box, huge bloody box of CDs from every record label, independent majors. And I remember when I was interning there, this CD was in the box. I was like, oh, is Kylie?
Did you pick it up like that?
I was like,
oh my God.
Can I review Kylie? And I think it turns out that someone already did the week before. So
Kylie's Kylie, you know.
Yeah, she's priority. Yeah, she's going to make page one.
Music video, David. So this had an accompanying music video. Of course it did. I Believe in You, directed by Vernie Young and choreographed by Raphael Bonicella. Apologies to both those names if I've butchered them. Costumes for this video were designed by Dolce & Gabbana.
Our ethereal goddess Kylie.
In the middle exactly what I got in my notes.
In the middle of a neon jellyfish.
So what I've got looking at this, right in the opening straight away, to take two words from you, ethereal neon, and it's almost like Aphrodite has travelled from the future to the past and put herself in the Impossible Princess visual. So Kylie is Aphrodite, but everything around her is a possible princess.
Yeah. Because
maybe that neon oval egg tube thing is actually a time machine. Maybe that's the time machine.
It's a time machine jellyfish.
We absolutely love. Now, we did get a B-side for this single, Davo, didn't we?
Oh, JB. Now, this one I feel is a little bit of a fan favorite, especially for you body language lovers. BPM. Don't wanna turn it down. I'm hungry for your sound. I wanna lose myself. I can't help myself. For me, there's no one else. I wanna lose myself in your beats per minute. Now, this was a leftover from the body language sessions. It was done by Our Kylie with Richard Biff Stannard, Julian Gallagher, her cohorts from the Fever era.
Yeah, I think I would describe it as like a pop rave.
Yeah.
And it mixes a lot of Kylie's worlds together again. In your home country of Australia, David, this peaked at number 6, number 2 on the Australian dance charts. Number 2 in Denmark, 2 on the European Euro Hot 100, 29 in New Zealand. New Zealand, what were you thinking? New
Zealand?
Number 2 in Paraguay, number 1 in Romania. That is a certified Seb smash hit. Thank you, Seb. Number 2 in Scotland, 5 in Spain. Number 3 on the US Dance Club Songs, and number 4 on the US Dance Mix Show Airplay charts, and number 2 here in the UK. Kept off the top spot, David, by Band Aid 20, Do They Know It's Christmas. Oh. I guess we'll let it slide then.
We'll let it slide because it's charity, but come on. Yeah.
So, Davo, that's the end of the year. We've had Ultimate Kylie. We've had the single. Feb 2005, Kylie stars in the film version of The Magic Roundabout. Now, it's originally a French film, get a UK dub, big here in the UK. Kylie, Robbie Williams doing voices. And then for the US version, they redubbed it completely. changed the name from Magic Roundabout to Dougal, which is one of the characters. And Kylie and Ian McKellen were the only actors that were in both the UK and the American version.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's our actress Kylie getting her flowers. Kylie redubbed her version for America as a character with an American accent.
Oh my God, verse queen.
Very, very versatile.
Very verse queen. I love it. They were like, yeah, we're not going to find an American actress like Kylie.
We've got
get in the
Kylie,
booth.
yeah.
Do it with an American accent. Okay, so it's funny that you bring this up because I was watching all the interviews at this time and she was asked about this animated film that Robbie Williams was doing the voice over for as well. And I was like, is this really a big talking point? I just didn't get it.
Yeah. The Magic Roundabout was huge here in the UK, especially for like, I think the generation
It's like
above
doing
us.
a Wallace and Gromit film, right? Sort of.
Yeah, it's maybe as big, but not as good. But like, so it's like, just like really, I mean, Wallace and Gromit is the rarity of like a kid facing thing that's actually really good. So therefore it's for adults, all the family, kids. Whereas Magic Roundabout is kids first and foremost. So it was very probably nostalgic for 80s audiences, which is why a lot of adults are talking about it.
Perfect for the
And Kylie was
project.
Perfect. A girlie at my school went to the premiere and got a picture with Kylie. I was so jealous when she came into school with the picture of her and Kylie.
Oh my
I was like,
God, how dare you?
Oh my God. Yeah. I was like, I was available to go.
You could have dressed up as Dougal.
But back to the music. This is a music podcast. March 2005. Our Kylie likes a bit of the sound of the underground. So she is releasing Giving You Up.
Your heart beats ticking and your cool starts dripping and your tongue tied up on the phone. Your backbone's breaking and your smooth starts shaking like you can't stand being alone. Your calm starts rocking, little doubts are knocking.
So yes, Giving You Up is the first Kylie and Xenomania collaboration that we see. And this relationship, I think, kind of continues on throughout the 2000s from this point onwards, because I think even towards the Aphrodite album, we have a couple of Xenomania songs. God knows when they were written, because they could be at any different point. But we love seeing this get the single treatment. It's Our Kylie Ann with Xenomania on the writing credits. Now, JB, I must be honest with you. The first time I heard this song, I was like, I don't know about
I mean, look,
this.
it's like Xenomania. It takes some Xenomania songs hit you in the face, some don't. I need to remind listeners, Girls Aloud going into Chemistry era, you could have not had a bigger Girls Aloud fan than me. They played Biology for the first time and I thought, girls, what have you done? It's over. How wrong was I? How wrong was I? And then, give me a week later and I'm going, give it up. And then you take it away. So that these things happen. But Davo, speaking of girls, and the only reason why we're bringing up Girls Aloud is because they're so synonymous with Xenomania. Nicola Roberts revealed that Girls Aloud recorded Kylie's Giving You Up.
Interesting.
They didn't know, and Nicola didn't know, that it had gone to Kylie until she heard it playing in a shop.
Oh my God.
So to get ahead of any listeners right now that are saying, well, Kylie's a co-writer on this, so is that true? We know how Xenomania works. Girls Aloud could have recorded one bit of this song, 99 out of 100 bits of this song. There's so much being mashed together, and Kylie coming in with stuff.
She could have written one part of this song. Yeah.
So put your mind to rest there, okay? But with that in mind, it definitely does sound very Girls Aloud-y, especially of the between what will the neighbours say and Chemistry eras. And when you have those talking bits, don't you think you could almost hear that as being broken up between Kimberly, Nicola and Cheryl?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But also, like, I just think it wouldn't really... I don't know if it really needed on a Girls Aloud project. It's kind of good that it went to a solo artist.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not saying it should have gone to the girls, but I'm just saying I can hear that. So you're saying you didn't love it at first. What do you think of it now?
It's still not really one I would play, but, you know, we're going to talk about the B-side for this shortly, and I think that's the one that drew all of my attention.
Interesting. Yeah, look, I think it works really well as a second single from a greatest hits, but I can also see why it's not lived on. You've already alluded to it. Let's talk about this B-side then. Made of Glass, also written by Xenomania. It's almost like you're getting a 2-track Kylie Xenomania EP with this single.
Absolutely, yeah. And I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, Kylie fans, but I feel like I've seen somewhere in some territories it was almost billed as like a double A-side single where it was Giving You Up / Made of Glass. Like it was that prominent of a B-side that they made it.
In the words of Nicola Roberts, you're talking absolute shit.
I don't know. Am I imagining this? I feel like I saw it
I
somewhere.
think that's up there when I said the mix of Victoria's World Idol performance sounded different.
Me and my Delulu.
Yeah. Maybe it's a fan copy or something.
It's quirky, and I could not see it as a single, but I was so intrigued by the incredible spoken word sort of rap pre-chorus. It was kind of giving Pet Shop Boys West End Girls vibes a little.
You know who else recorded this song, Davo? Rachel Lauren Stevens.
Oh, okay. I feel like I did sort of notice in the back of my mind.
Yeah. You better believe, right, everything I was doing, when I saw that, I stopped the research and I searched straight away if there was Rachel's version leaked. I couldn't find it.
Can you hear Rachel doing the spoken word rap bit, though?
I can hear Rachel doing everything.
Oh, okay, fine. Wrong person to be asking. But
I read ingredients and I hear it in Rachel's voice. I get emails from clients. If I like them, it's in Rachel's voice.
It's the rappy bit that was like, I don't know if she can pull it off, but that's me being rude.
Rude. And this is now a solo podcast. What we've got to talk about is the music video. So, Giving You Up, directed by Alex and Martin, filmed in February 2005 in London. It was nominated for Best International Video at the MVPA Awards. Now, Davo, this music video features a 17-foot tall, vampy Kylie, giantess, roaming the streets of London at night. How do you think they filmed that? Was it just Kylie on green screen or what?
I think it was maybe Kylie in green screen and just like very clever props that are kind of scaled down so she can sort of creep around stuff. I am fascinated with this video. Okay, so for all the shit I've been saying about the song and not feeling it, this video, the minute it popped up on Video Hits, I was like, wow. Genius. Filmmaking magic. And also what's kind of funny is even at that time as a young Kylie fan, I was like, we all know that she is tiny, like she's 5 foot, barely nothing. So I thought it was genius that they decided to do her as a giantess stalking through the city.
That video came out and straight away we were all excited that she was filming on that tunnel at Barbican because me, Harry, friend in real life and friend of the pod, Pixie Lot, all went to school in Barbican, didn't we? So we were like, oh my God, that is so cool.
You're like looking out your window on the 5th floor. It's like, I didn't see her walk past.
So yeah, it was just really cool to see it in a big old music video because it isn't a glamorous tunnel, let's be honest. So Giving You Up, number 8 in Australia. What were you thinking, David? But number 1 on the Australian dance charts, Redemption.
Wow.
13 on the Euro chart Hot 100. 20 in Ireland, what were you thinking? 5 in Scotland, 6 here in the UK, and 25 on the UK hip-hop R&B charts.
Hip-hop and R&B? It's the rap verse in Made of Glass. That's what it was.
But yeah, I do love how both these singles got picture disc vinyl releases. I feel like 2004, 2005 is when we really got picture discs, though.
Oh
some
my God,
reason.
I'm
I don't know
still
why.
trying to collect them all. The Sophia Ellis-Bextor ones, please.
Jerry.
Oh, please, do not even play with me. The Ride It picture disc, please. Now, JB, I know we talked about this at the start of the episode that we are in Tension Tour month, but at this time of my life when Showgirl Tour was announced and was coming out, I'd never seen Kylie live in concert before. And this DVD that she put out of this tour, I think it became like a Christmas present for me or a birthday present. And I
Well done, whoever
latched
did
on.
that.
Oh, thank you, Papa Lim, for buying that.
Well done, Pepper Lim.
I mean, I did tape the Money Can't Buy tour, but this was like first proper Kylie World Tour that I absorbed, and I was obsessed with it. I mean, the one thing I would say about the concept of Showgirl and Kylie is that she has always been like the ultimate showgirl. The glitz, the glamour, that is very Kylie, even though she's not American, but a lot of her kind of aesthetic and razzle-dazzle is kind of borrowed from the kind of Vegas era. So you can really see that come through with this. And also I thought what was really nice as a fan going backwards once I really got to know her work is that, oh, this is not new to Kylie. She's been doing the feather boa showgirl concept since the 99, 2000s kind of era, albeit
she
to a
did that-
smaller scale.
She did it in Intimate and Live, but didn't we also see it at the Sydney Olympics performance?
Exactly.
That's not a smaller audience,
That's
darling.
not a smaller audience, but it's been in her DNA for a really long time. So first act, first look, she's giving you that signature showgirl look.
I'm disgusted with myself that I've never seen this tour before.
I'm disgusted that
until
you and I
this
haven't
episode.
sat down and watched
I know,
this
what the
together,
hell
'cause
have
this
you
is
been doing?
What have we been doing? I mean, this is
Yeah,
one
but
of
you're my
favorite...
you're my mentor. You're my
It's one-
Minogue's mentor, so it's you that the buck falls on, mate.
This incredible tour kicked off in Scotland in March before going all the way around Europe and then back to the UK. This is the bit that floored me, JB, when I was looking at the list of shows she did. 6 nights in Birmingham, arena shows. 5 nights, Manchester Arena. 7 nights in Earl's Court in London.
This could have been a stadium tour, is what those stats are saying. Before the Taylor Swift Eras tour, there was the Kylie Minogue Showgirl Greatest Hits tour.
She had fantastic costumes from designers like Karl Lagerfeld, Julian McDonald, and Gareth Pugh early in his career, and also that iconic showgirl costume designed by John Galliano. We're going to get into all that. This tour was directed by Russell Thomas, who also did Kylie's Money Can't Buy show from the Body Language era. He would go on to do shows for Robbie Williams, Pink, good friend and collaborator William Baker's creative director on this, Steve Anderson's music director on this.
Now we're just going to whiz through sort of like highlights and standout moments. I'm going to start. I've clicked in. Notice there's a lot of men in the audience.
Surprise!
It's proper like gay version of a dad joke. Anytime I go and see a pop girly like of our era, like your Louise, your Kylie, anyone that's like, that's more like not for younger kids and just for like our generation, I always go, God, a lot of men.
My friend used to love doing this, and he was saying such a loud, obnoxious noise in the middle of the dance where he's like, is this a gay club? Knowing full well it is a gay club. And we're surrounded by men.
That's a surefire way to get you kicked out too, sweet. So our Kylie, she's in that showgirl outfit that we've spoken about, and she opens the show with Better the Devil You Know. Now this is a big party anthem opening. And I think if you had said to me on paper, like she opens with Better the Devil You Know, I would have gone, right. But seeing it, you're like, there's no better way to kick off this show.
The locals love it. This electric blue ostrich-feathered outfit, the headdress, that corset. It's hand embroidered. It's blue with white ostrich feathers. It's got 13 metal rods splayed across the front with 26 Swarovski crystal stars coming off it.
The diva is in the details. Wow. That is incredible. And what I love about this song as well, beyond Kylie, beyond the dancers, just the blue and pink lighting for this number is just so lovely. It's like you're in a pop concert, you're in a safe space, we're going to have a party and it's going to be the best bloody time. She follows out with In Your Eyes and instantly you just think watching this, wow, this is going to be hit after hit, isn't it? There is no time for loo breaks in this concert.
I think it's a very solid song and it always kind of slots in really well with her other material. So it's like, yeah, fuck it. You know, give us that song too. Let's go.
It's the Emma Bunton of singles. Like it just, but isn't it like how Emma's voice glued the rest of the girls together?
In Your Eyes glues.
In Your Eyes.
Yeah,
glues
you're
everything
so
else together.
right. Well, we hope to see In Your Eyes on the Tension tour. No pressure, Kylie. Do what you want.
She then goes into Giving You Up, and this is the only time and only tour we get a Giving You Up, and I think it will probably stay in retirement forever. Might not. But watching it live, you're like, wow, this is like Did It Again has gone through a Xenomania filter.
Look at you, JB, with the references. And then we get to Act 2, which is Smiley Kylie. I don't understand the names of these sections, but, you know, who are we to question?
Do you not think Smiley Kylie means, like, fun, happy, pomp princess, sugary sweet? That's what I took it as.
Yeah. Okay, I'm with you there, yeah. By the way, shout out to Steve Anderson.
Genius.
You know, the way the Kylie back catalogues and the little Easter eggs of past songs are weaved in, genius. When she comes up with all her dances, you know, we got fun, abstract, almost Warholian pop art inspirations going on with the dancers' costumes. And I'm like, is this the first time we're seeing Kylie work with these types of silhouettes and dancer costumes? Because we see it in the X tour a little bit, and we definitely see it more in the Kiss Me Once era. But for 2000 and, what was this, 5? Seems quite ahead of its time.
It's sort of like a rave acrobatic takeover from the dancers on stage. So she's out, she's shocked, she's doing the rapper shocked, which we love. We know that's a staple for Kylie now to include it as well, with her doing it. She takes us into What Do I Have to Do, which I say is my favourite of the PWL era. She ends this section on Spinning Around, and this includes elements of Step Back in Time. I do think it's a shame we didn't get Step Back in Time in this tour, but there's so much, along with elements of Finally and Such a Good Feeling. And let me tell you, Steve, the inclusion of Finally in this is brilliant. Because you have made Spinning Around with that Finally inclusion, you have made it a soul disco classic. And that is what we love. That is what makes us go, oh my God, we're going straight up to the higher realm. So we have Act 3, Denial. Now, I don't have a way to explain the name for this section for you. But obviously, apart from that, it leads into the first song.
I think the whole section, the 3 songs here, sit together in a very theatrical setting. It's more storytelling, and it is delivered in such a poignant way. And it is a very different performance style to the set that we just saw that was very hyper, very colourful, very technicolor, very pop. I would say this is maybe the most memorable set for me if I'm thinking about the Showgirl tour, purely because I always think about Kylie in this mint green silk dress that she comes up in this section, you know, with a kind of distressed layered skirt at the bottom. The way this dress moves when she's doing all the choreography with the lifts.
She loves it.
Oh my God. Absolutely stunning. And also The stage setting is different. You're seeing the lamppost there, a bit of foreshadowing to Je ne sais pas pourquoi. That's to come in the second song. But what do you think about her starting in Denial?
So interesting. A virtual duet with Neil Tennant. And lyrics literally like talking about being gay and coming out.
Yeah.
I know you always know that Kylie is a strong ally, but in a big mainstream pop tour of 2005...
She's putting this up close, yeah. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, yeah.
A song on a Kylie Greatest Hits tour that isn't on a Kylie album and not on her Greatest Hits. To have the inclusion, absolutely fantastic.
What I really loved is... You know, again, for me watching this back in 2005, I don't know a lot of her older stuff. So this was really my first time listening to Je ne sais pas pourquoi. Oh, stunning. A little bit lush, a bit musical theatre.
Now we're getting musical theatre, darling. And really like on the nose. It's like Kylie and the modern Parisian version of Singing in the Rain. And
yes.
We absolutely love.
She loves the Singing in the Rain reference, doesn't she? She did that in the last tour with the Body Language show.
Classics are classics there for a reason. I think, you know, there is a world where Kylie Minogue would have been like a 30s, 40s, 50s film star. But then, speaking of beautiful, she intensifies it and levels it up with Confide In Me.
Oh my God.
This whole section never fails to be stunning. But this song, in every Kylie tour... when she does it, never fails to be stunning, does it?
To me, Confide In Me in any Kylie show is the centerpiece. There's something about this song, and it doesn't matter what context of the tour it is. The minute she does it, it always becomes really special. Dramatique, and vocally, such a flex. Like, come on. And what do you think about the partner work, the dance? I mean, that was, to me, emotional storytelling.
The dance duet with Kylie and the male dancer is such a standout moment of this whole show. And look, Kylie's singing live as she's doing a whole show, so it's not a choreo-heavy show for Kylie throughout, but when it is, it is. And, like, I just think we don't give Kylie credit enough for, like, her leg extensions and the control of those movements are just absolutely stunning.
And I'm very intrigued because, you know, we're coming off the time where she just did the Chocolate music video, which had a lot more kind of ballet training.
Yeah, she said we got to get that in there in the tour. Come on.
Yeah, come on. I did not do all these weeks in training to not pick this up again for the tour.
We get to Act 4. What Kylie wants, Kylie gets.
I also would have been just as happy if it was retarded to the Sex Puss set, as per the JB.
Look, we got Minx in Space coming up, right? You can't have it all.
No, this is Sex Puss.
Sex Puss.
Now, JB.
With this little Spanish coda at the end.
Yeah. Now, JB, when I say my most memorable bits was that, oh yes, love Kylie in that mint green dress, I was fucking lying, because the bit that I'm really constantly living rent-free in my mind is the first song in this act, when she does Red-Blooded Woman. And you've got that iconic scene where it's these four dancers in their Speedos. Shower scene.
David Ann.
Oh my God. Gay awakening.
Yes.
Reawakening.
Even at 33 years old today, reawakening. Now, David Lim, I was a young teenager. I wasn't out. I remember the visuals from this moment on tour. You weren't tapped in, but you kind of found it? It touched me. It found me.
Oh, it found you. Men.com.
But all I'm saying is, in this tour, we have Glenn Ball, who was a member of Pop, but much more notably than that, he is a, industry, not standard, higher than standard dancer in demand. All I got to say about this section is, Kylie, thank you for your service.
It's giving gym, locker room setting, and then... this is the bit that really gets me. When Kylie comes up on top of the classic gymnast vaulting box, we're giving athletic sexiness.
And Kylie is in a black lace body outfit.
Sex Puss.
And she's just, the way she can move this body, and by getting the leg and the knee up there when she's sitting up, this is how someone with a long body moves, you know?
It was this performance. I think that she does the whole, she walks on the guys.
David, before that, she falls backwards onto them. Before the Cheryl Swan dive, there was this moment.
Yeah, she kind of falls off the fucking gymnast blocks and the guys catch her. They lift her. She is singing live, by the way, throughout this whole thing.
And then, yes, David, what you alluded to, I love stairs in art. I love stairs in performance. How do you one up that? You make your dancers stairs. Male, topless dancers. So we go into slow. I mean, God, this is a stacked section. We go into slow, and I'm just like, this. I mean, I thought the previous number was going to be my favourite number in the show. This manages to still one up it, in my opinion.
Wow.
Read my body language. Take it down, down, so down and dance with me. Yeah.
So in this time, it was really like a choice in choreography if you had men paired with other men doing pas de deux and partner work.
True, yeah.
It was
2005, let's remember that.
Yeah, it was really a stance, and it was really like the men here working with the other men, dancing together. You basically have like one on top of the other doing pure partner work, which would stereotypically be between a man and a woman.
You've got the thighs of this one male dancer wrapped around the other, and this person A, is doing basically like a sit-up crunch. Crazy. You do not see that at Barry's boot camp.
No. They should do a Kylie boot camp. That would do really well on social. So we got Act 5, Dreams. We open with Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and all I'm going to say is Nikki Webster must have been fuming.
Stop it. Who knew that the sparkly moon on stage would be such a timeless visual? Because it's been done since like Judy Garland age, I'm sure. JB, she goes into one of my favorite body language singles, Chocolate.
Wow.
I am perpetually upset that maybe we would never get Chocolate again on a tour. It is such a rarity. It's like, this is such a gem. And I know that she didn't tour the body language album, and it really was like, it exists in such a limited capacity. But boy, Our Kylie emerged in a Chanel couture gown for this. Pale pink chiffon. Again, you can see this at the Melbourne Arts Centre. The ostrich feathers in the skirt. The bodice decorated with Swarovski crystals. I was like, this is gorgeous. This is lush.
And then the dancers during all this are dressed in a Roman emperor meets showgirls look.
Oh.
And I love that it ends with them all going around the circle at the front of the catwalk and it rising.
Oh, yes. And then it goes into I Believe in You, which is like the circular tiered podium moment. This is the moment where, you know, our Impossible Princess stans are going to stan. Because she does Dreams from the
Rocky
Impossible
vocal
Princess.
queen.
Yeah.
Rocky vocal queen.
It is rare. But again, we don't know what's coming up with the Tension Tour, but I think she might slip in a few surprises with the Tension Tour.
Have every man, but to love only one, to wake with the moon and sleep with the sun, to be a sinner and saint, a lover and friend, to know a beginning but never an end, to fly in the ocean, swim in the sky.
So then we have Act 6, which is Kylie-esque.
It's just clicked in me. Kylie meets burlesque.
Duh!
Duh!
Brilliant. I thought it was just like a bit of Kylie-esque.
Your explanation is just Kylie-esque in it.
Just Kylie-esque in it. A bit of Kylie. Hand on your heart. And I really love this Follies, as you say, burlesque take on the song, because it just makes like really sugary sweet, which it still is, but also then like sexy and adult and mature.
What I really enjoyed about this was the kind of 2000s house pop remix.
So Locomotion, I'll be honest, isn't one I ever need, but we know what it was for Kylie's career. So then we have I Should Be So Lucky. Very close to the original. You've got to not remind anyone because we all know it, but on a greatest hits tour, it's wonderful to have, we sing it loud, proud, up front, the way we did it. It's like when Britney mixes up Baby One More Time. On a tour, you just want to hear it how you heard it growing up. But let's go to Act 7, David. Minx in Space. Now, I would actually consider this the first of 2 encores. I know the next section is the encore, but to me, this really does seem like the first of 2 encores.
We're towards the end of the show. We know Kylie for the kind of Y2K futuristic vibes from Fever. We haven't quite seen it as much throughout this tour as yet, but now she's going to give it to you. The dancers are coming out, metallic headpieces, Kylie in a silver outfit, still within the Showgirl world because the silhouettes and the kind of razzle-dazzle is still there, but you can tell the way it's styled is slightly different from vintage, but, plot twist, not a Y2K song. She does Put Yourself in My Place.
And it's such a stunning vocal moment from Kylie in the show. What we've got to give Kylie credit for, which we've not said, is that this is such a long show. Not in a way that you watch it, think this is long. God, we would have loved it double, triple the time. But this is a really long, prominent set that Kylie's giving you this every night on tour. Like, it is incredible.
If you're at the bar at this point and you hear the dun 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 dun, bitch, you missed the trick.
If you've gone to the bar at Act 7, you could have waited till the end. What the hell is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you, bitch?
You need to consider your life choices. It's very hard to sort of eclipse or reach or match the prominence of your debut single. Like, Wannabe's always going to be that moment in a Spice Girls show. Even if there are other songs we want to hear more, it's always going to be that moment. Baby One More Time, when Britney wants to do it, it's always going to be like a moment. But really, I feel like Can't Get You Out of My Head is more that moment for Kylie. Because, you know, like, I Should Be So Lucky is more of a nice treat if you get it in a show. It's not a given.
With our generous queen, Kylie, we're going to get I Should Be So Lucky. We're going to get Can't Get You Out of My Head. We're going to get Spinning Around, maybe, as a given. And she slayed every decade.
And then we have the actual final song of this whole thing, closing the encore, last song, Love at First Sight. Now, well, Davo, Kylie is just having fun here, loving it. And on what you said earlier of, sometimes the stages felt smaller. This stage felt huge. The venue felt huge. And she has no dancers on here. This just shows that Kylie, on her own, can own that stage. And it's just, she's on there absolutely loving it. And that feels really Kylie in her moment.
Yeah. I always love seeing Kylie in the encore stages of her shows because when she's by herself and she's like more relaxed and she could just interact with the audience a little bit and she could come much closer, I think that really brings out a different energy. And I love that she does Love at First Sight in encores, almost most shows and performances these days, because she knows that that's like the big anthemic song that gets everyone together.
Leaves you on such a high as well. So look, we said we were going to do highlights. Turns out the whole tour was a highlight, and what a way. That really sums it up, Davo. So the Earls Court show was released on DVD, 3 times platinum in Australia, and became the 26th best-selling music DVD in the country. The following year, the DVD was recertified 4 times platinum. So in Australia, it reached number 1 on the Australian music DVD charts and 2 in the UK music videos charts. 4 times platinum in Australia, gold in France, and 2 times platinum with 100,000 copies here in the UK.
I've absolutely loved diving into this era of Kylie with you, JB. and to see you grow more and more as a Minogue member.
Daily. Maybe it's just from all the Kylie wine. All right, guys, you have been listening to Right Back Out to the 2000s Pop Music Podcast. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave us a lovely 5-star review. Follow us at Right Back Pod on all social platforms. Email our hearts rightbackpod@gmail.com. You can follow me at Dr_Joel B. That's Dr_Joel B. And you can follow him at
Lovin.
Until next time, keep showgirling full out. Bye.
Bye.